An Ethernet cable is a common type of network cable used with wire networks. Ethernet cables connect devices such as PCs, routers, and switches within a local area network.
Examples of Ethernet cables are twisted pair cables. Ethernet twisted pair cables come with two different types. The first type is unshielded twisted pair. It is the most common type of cable that is used today. Unshielded twisted pair or UTP is the cable that has two or four pairs of wires. This type of cable relies solely on the cancellation effect produced by the twisted wire pairs that limits signal degradation caused by electromagnetic interface and radio frequency interface. This type of network cable is what people use in their home or business.
The second type is shielded twisted pair. Each pair of wire is warped in metallic foil to better shield the wires from noise. Four pairs of wires are then warped in an overall metallic foil. STP reduces electrical noise from within the cable. This type of cable is mainly used from industrial purposes and not so much in a home or a business.
The wires in the cable must be arranged in a certain order, and that order will be different depending upon the purpose of the cable. For example, the most common type of twisted pair cables are used in local area network. Straight and crossover cables, these are two cables have a different purposes. Straight cable. There are two different wiring standards that are used. One standard is the 568A and the other standard is 568B. As you can see, this is the wiring standard for both A and B standard. The 568A standard is wired in this order: white green, green, white orange, blue, white blue, orange, white brown, and brown. While the 568B standard is wired in this order: white orange, orange, white green, blue, green, white brown, and brown. The difference between the A and B standard is the green wires are swapped with the orange. Both ends of the cables are wired using the same standard. This is known as the straight cable. A straight cable allows signal to pass through from end to end. It is also the most common type of Ethernet cable that used on a LAN. Straight cable is used to connect computers to hub, switches, routers, or modem. In simple words, it's used to connect the similar devices together. They are most likely what you will find when you go to your local computer store and buy a patch cable.
Let's talk about crossover cable. A crossover cable is also used on local or network but is not as common as a straight cable. Cross-wiring in the crossover cable connects to transmit signals at one end to receive signals at the other end. Crossover cables are used to connect two similar devices together. For example, crossover cables are used to connect two computers directly to each other without using a hub or switch. They can be also used to connect hubs to hubs or switches to switches. In addition to talking about the different types of twisted pair cable, we also have to talk about the category of the twisted pair cable. Categories for Ethernet cables: a variety of different cables are available for Ethernet and other telecommunication and network application. These network cables that are described by their different categories, this is the Cat5 cables, Cat6 cables, and etc., which are often recognized by TIA, Telecommunication Industries Association, and they are summarized below.
Cat3. This cable is defined in TIA or EIA 568B. It is used for data networks employing frequencies up to 16 MHz. It was popular for use with 10 megabytes per second Ethernet networks or 100 base T, but has now been superseded by Cat5 cable.
Cat5. This is not recognized by the TIA or EIA. This is the network cable that is widely used for 100 base T and 1000 base T networks, as it provides performance to allow data at 100 Mbps and slightly more, 125 MHz for 1000 base T Ethernet. Cat5 cable is now obsolete and therefore it is not recommended for new installations.
Cat5e. This form of cable is recognized by the TIA or EIA and is defined in TIA or EIA 568, being last revised in 2001. It has a slightly higher frequency specification than Cat5 cable as the performance extends up to 125 Mbps. Cat5e can be used for 100 base T and 1000 base T Gigabit Ethernet.
Cat6. This cable is defined in TIA EIA 568B, provide a significant improvement in performance over Cat5 and Cat5e, Cat6a. Cable utilize shielded, which is sufficient to all but eliminate crosstalk. However, this make them less flexible than Cat6 cable.
Cat6a. The A in Cat6a stands for augmented and the standard was revised in 2008. The Cat6a cables are able to support twice the maximum bandwidth and are capable of maintaining higher transmission speed over longer.
Cat7. This is an informer number for ISO or IEC 11801 Class F cabling. It comprises 4 individually shielded pairs inside an overall shield. It is aimed at application where transmission of frequencies up to 600 Mbps is required.
Cat8 is the fastest Ethernet cable yet. Its data transfer speed of up to 40 gigabits per second is 4 times faster than Cat6a, while its support of bandwidth up to 2 GHz 4 times more than standard Cat6a bandwidth, reduces latency for superior signal quality, 100 meters 328 feet.